Hey, everybody. Wonderful to see you. One moment. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad everybody's here. Let me get myself set up so I can see what everybody's saying, which is wonderful. Just a second. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, almost there. I just have to find myself live, don't I? Aha! Here I am. Yes. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Kimberly. I'm thrilled that you're here too. That's awesome. Yay. I have to find myself live, don't I? Okay. Excellent. We are set. So cool. You know what? Let's start this whole thing with a little bit of drumming. All right. So I'm going to mute so that I'm glad you're here, everybody. I'm going to mute so that you don't get overwhelmed by the drum, but follow along, get that rhythm, get that feel. Okay. All right. I'm muting. Okay. Now we need to smudge a little bit. This is a big deal. I want all of you to realize how big of a deal this is that we're doing this together. You're going to find that you get a little bit of community, a little taste of community, that you start to bring some sacred into your life, because that's the topic of this challenge, bringing spirit into your life every day for, the next year. It's been a hard, heck of a difficult year. So let's start it off right. All right, a little bit of sage. We need to slow this down. Everybody's always in such a hurry, me included. A little bit of sage. Let's get ourselves in the right space. Cool. Slow things down. So, hi, Pamela. Nice to see you. So, people think that, and we were taught that when stuff happens to you, when you're anxious, when you're depressed, that there really isn't anything you can do about it except go get medication. Hi, Jet. Nice to see you. Really, that's the only option that they've given you, medication or meditation. And meditation seems like it's never going to work because it takes too long. You can't do it in the middle of when you're stressed, which is at work or 4 a.m. Hey, Raylene, nice to see you. You can't, it's not convenient. And half the time we don't even know how it's supposed to work. Most lay people don't know how any of this stuff is supposed to work. So here's the cool thing about the science. When you do something called regulating your nervous system, hey, Deb, when you're stressed out, when you purposely do something that calms your nervous system down when you are stressed out, what happens is your body starts to detox all the stressors that it's been holding on to for, let's say, your entire life. You know, before you just probably felt like you were adding layer upon layer upon layer of difficulties or traumas. Hey, Allie, nice to see you. You know, you probably just felt like the rock on your shoulders, the weight on your shoulders. Hey, Lisa Marie, was just getting heavier, was just getting more. And your body was starting to break down and your mental health was starting to go and you were getting too stressed. You've hit your limit. On the other side of that is healing, is openness, is freedom, is peace. And it doesn't require you to hike to the top of the Andes Mountains. All it requires you to do is when you're stressed, to do something we call regulate your nervous system. So regulating your nervous system, you can do by going for a walk. Hey, Cheryl. Regulating your nervous system, you can do by praying. You can do it by breath work, specific breath exercises. You can do it by watching the squirrels play in your yard. You can do it by sitting under a tree. Anything that makes you feel good is what we call regulating your nervous system. Hey, Kitty, nice to see you. I'm glad you're with us today. Now, I use a couple tools, and I'm going to show them to you multiple times over the course of this week. And hey, Jane, nice to see you. So we're going to use a couple tools over the course of this week. Now, if you have your own tools, if you've got mantras you like or breath work you like or something like that, please feel free to do it whenever something comes up for you. And I'll point things out. I'll point things out when I'm stressed. I'll be like, whoa, I have some issues coming up around that. Like, I'll never be good enough. I'll never do it enough. Hey, Sharon, nice to see you. I have things around that. And so I'll stop the speaker and be like, whoa, I'm feeling stressed. We need to regulate. And you'll get some role modeling around it, you know, noticing when you feel stressed, noticing when you need to regulate. And if you do this, it's like this crazy magical thing. We used to wait, right? You'd wait until you were so angry and so stressed out before you'd do something. That is the entire wrong thing to do. You're not supposed to wait until you're stressed out to do something. You're supposed to calm yourself down, love yourself, respect yourself at the height of the drama. In fact, some of the women that I work with, I unfortunately poke little pins in their balloon. You know, we all get excited about the stories we make about the world, you know, about how it's screwing us over, or nothing's going to work, or, you know, we all have this story. And at the height of the drama, at the height of, and that, at the height of that is when you're supposed to regulate your nervous system. I know, crazy, right? When you're ready to go yell at someone, or you're ready to go hide, or you're ready to go eat Ben and Jerry's, when all you want to do is escape how uncomfortable you are, that's when that's the best time to regulate your nervous system. So number one is super easy. If you ever feel stressed about anything, I just want you to stroke your arms 20 times. And when I stop people, I'll say, okay, let's haven, Haven. You can look it up. Let's haven. And we'll stroke our arms together 20 times, just like this. I'll say 1. This is a good way to start too, right? 2. Let's start this by calming ourselves down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure you're doing this with me. 8, 9, 10, and I want you to notice how it makes you feel. 11, 12, 13. You don't have to be special or unique. 14, 15. You don't have to say the magic words. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You'll notice you feel calmer. What happened is in your brain, you told your body that it was safe and it could finally start to process through its emotions. And what happens is maybe you get an insight, you get an aha, you get an understanding. And your job is to share that insight and to share that understanding in the group, in the comments with each other. You're supposed to put pictures and share your insights and do your ahas, because when we come together, seriously, It adds physical momentum to shifts and changes and insights and understandings. It's like an incubator. Yes, exactly. Thanks, Cheryl. Relaxing and safe and calm. Yes. So when you're at the height of your drama, or even when you're just feeling annoyed, Haven, stroke your arms 20 times, okay? Another one that I'm going to do is called TAT points, Tapas Acupressure Technique. And it's acupressure points that have been around for thousands of years. And it also literally flips your brain from fight or flight, freaking out, to, hey, I can handle this. Okay, so it's your thumb, and do this with me. Even if you know this isn't about learning. This is about setting ourselves up to grow and learn and be ready and present and change and shift. Exactly. Thank you, Cheryl. Oh, good, Kimberly. She uses it almost every day. Yes, you need to do it more at the height of your stress. Okay, so the TAT points, it's like plugging into your subconscious. You can finally hear, no problem, Dina. You can finally hear what your subconscious is saying. It gets past the drama in your head, and you can feel yourself swearing like a sailor. You can finally hear how angry you are, how much stress you've repressed. It's like you're connecting into your subconscious. And when you're able to hear yourself, it starts to clear up. I can't tell you, while I'm holding my TA2 points, I will say the nastiest things in my head, because it's finally allowing myself authentic expression and being heard. You don't even have to say it out loud. You just have to listen to yourself think it. So thumb, ring finger, okay, thumb, ring finger, either hand, it doesn't matter. Do it with me on the inside of your eyebrows. The two middle fingers kind of rest in the middle, and the other hand goes into the back of your head. And you know what happens when I talk about this stuff? When I do this, I'm swearing up a storm. I am sitting there coming up with every mean thing I can say, how angry I am, how frustrated I am. And I'm hearing it in my head, and it's okay, because what we're doing is we're finally witnessing it. We're not being frozen by the stress and the issues and the trauma of our past, and we can finally hear what we have to say. That's it, seriously. Thumb, ring finger, inside of your eyebrows, middle finger, stretch to the middle, hand in the back of your head. It's free. Do it anytime. Do it all the time. Do it whenever somebody's driving too close. Do it when you're tired and irritated. Do it when you're hungry. This is the week. We are getting all of the stress. Hey, Doreen, glad you're here. We're getting all of the stress off of our system. Not all of it, but we're getting a good chunk of the stress off of our system. This isn't something where you step back and observe. This is something where you're in the middle of it. This is your healing. At the beginning of 2021, in the middle of the pandemic, when everything is in the middle of it and it's going nuts. Yeah, Doreen, it does work. So anytime you get irritated, do the TAT points. We're also going to have a couple more I'll show you as we go through the week. One is a timeline, where you actually take the timeline off and put it on the ground and step over it. That's a neat little exercise. Another one is a tapping one to slow down your nervous system. That's a neat little exercise. You know, these are all things that when you start to realize, you don't have to change how you feel by thinking differently. You change how you feel by changing how you feel. By literally physically changing how you feel, you change how you feel. And then the thoughts change as a result. So this is a week of healing. You should be as excited as I am, because we have some phenomenal speakers. Like in 13 minutes, we have Alice and Dr. Love. Oh my God, they are so cool. And I can't wait to see what the conversation is. They're two very different personalities, but I think they'll get along great. Yeah, Doreen, tapping works great. So it's going to be a lot of fun. They're kicking this off. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what we're going to talk about, except good health and chocolate. But we're going to have a riot. Yeah, you should be excited. And every time something comes up, Haven, TAT points, even if it's just a negative thought, this is the time for you. Yeah, it's funny to do during an argument, Kimberly. The other person's annoyed that you're doing these things. I know, it's hilarious. You're like, no, wait, let me just do these TAT points in the middle of an argument. And then you start shaking, and sometimes you cry and you sweat, you get louder, because you're authentically expressing yourself. You're authentically sharing who you are. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what authenticity means, when you're saying what you're really thinking and feeling, and you really think and feel it. And that's what these tools do. So it's super easy, okay? Be curious, watch the live or watch the replays. It doesn't matter. When something stresses you out, do something regulated. Talk about it in the comments. Talk about your insights. Share stuff with other people. Support other people, and you will be rewarded. The top 3 people are going to end up with prizes from the day from all the speakers. And then the top 3 of the week are going to get free coaching with me in the program, the 7-week program, $500 program that I'm starting at the end of January to really get this year off good. Absolutely. Very cool. Okay. So we smudged, we drummed. I'm checking in with everybody that's good. We've got 13 people on this call, which is awesome. Alice is in the waiting room. I'll let her in about 6 or 7 minutes. I'll pause the live stream for a little bit. And all of these things I will remind you of. Make sure you set up a sacred space. Make sure you set up a space where you can be open and learn and feel safe. And if you can't do it live, then do it later. Listen to the replay and do it later. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel like you're stupid. Don't feel like this is a waste of your time. Don't feel like it's not working. Don't feel this is useless. Those are just, let's say, your ego talking. And when your ego's talking and telling you those things, it's calling out for your love. It's calling out for your attention. It wants you to respect it and listen and love it and care for it like you were supposed to be when the trauma originally happened. So that negative thought is just a piece of your soul looking to be reclaimed, looking to come back home. That's it. Don't buy into its pain. Instead, be the adult and do something different. And take that breath. Do the havening, do the tapping, do the TAT points, do whatever you got to do. But love and respect yourself. And you're going to find, hey, Nikki, nice to see you. You're going to find at the end of this week that you are a different person. That you see the world differently. Hey, Lynn. That you think about the world differently, that your body doesn't react the same to the world anymore, that your relationships change, and you start to get some traction and not feel like the weight of the world's on your shoulders. And it happens not because we get ourselves so crazy, but instead because we give ourselves the respect and the love that we deserve. And yeah, this isn't about me. This is about how the science works. Really, it's kind of cool. If you look up havening and TAT points, I can get you some great YouTube videos on it. Yes, you can press less, Pamela. Absolutely. If your fingers get sore pressing, just do it lightly then. That's fine too. I'll switch around. Sometimes my head hurts. You will know it's working because it's working. Because your shoulders may relax, or your breathing may change, or your energy inside yourself may change. Look for how you change physically. Look at what happens for you physically, because when you do something that calms you down in the middle of being triggered, your body finally releases that energy, let's say that kinetic energy. When a gazelle is chased in the wild by a lion, and the gazelle is free, it's safe, it made it. The lion's no longer chasing it. When the gazelle is safe, it shakes. It gets all of that adrenaline, all of that cortisol, all of that I'm ready to, survive. It takes all of that and it shakes it out physically. Its nervous system shakes. That's what it's doing. It's getting the stress off of its system. We as people were taught that we needed to suppress it and never get it out of our body. And so when we finally start to regulate our nervous system, regulate our hearts through this, what happens is our body still has to get it off. And it may sweat, it may cry, it may pee, your digestion may change, you may breathe deeper, your breathing may change. You're just looking for changes. And the fact that you're opening and your body's changing, and it will be during this, okay? So I'm going to pause the live stream. I'm going to change, you'll be looking for another live stream in 7 minutes or less. The copy will change. I have to change that. And Alice will be here for sure. And Dr. Love has already confirmed, so he should be popping on soon. And yeah, how exciting. All right, here we go. I'll see you in 7 minutes. Bye.